Louise is not ready. She
Are you
says
on?
You'll never know. What do you think? Or do you still need 2 minutes? Too late!
I think I'm going to start to keep a tally of the times you call me out at the beginning of the podcast.
You can call me out. You know what? Should we start over and you just hit the button whenever you want it?
No,
That'd be fun.
We can keep going.
That'd be fun.
But I will have to plan something for next time.
All right.
I'll probably forget.
Critique-Opolis is back this week. The dailies wrap-up of the Olympics, which Luis has been watching with rapt attention. Apparently, I didn't know this, but CBS Sports. Who? Wait a minute. Was it CBS who did the Olympics, or is that
NBC?
NBC. Apparently, they. I'm trying to find this on our breakdown here. They abandoned the old model of.
Yeah, I read that. I don't know what the old model means, but I think that what it means now that we're talking about it together is that before they didn't show events live, and this
now
year
it's like a hybrid.
They showed the events live, and then they replayed them later in prime time because that's when most people would probably watch.
Yeah.
I had a schedule for the Olympics each week, and things were in at 1:15 in the morning. So and so was playing so and so, and it's like I'm not going to be up at 1:15 to watch
these
soccer.
highlights, right? They just put up highlights like.
Oh, I didn't look at the highlights, so I'm not sure about that. But I think they usually have highlights. Like I've seen highlights in past years before the prime time hours.
Okay.
A recap of the day.
I would see them in passing if I was by a television that had them on. I'd say, "Oh, this is
what happened today,"
or whatever.
Yeah, and let's be honest. When we say I was watching them a lot, I wasn't watching them all that much. I was watching when gymnastics was on, and that was usually live because of the time difference in France, and it worked out here. It was around lunchtime, and other than that, I was using social media to get all my other updates.
So NBC, from what we gathered from our roundup here, live streaming did not cannibalize their prime time as was originally their concern. Instead, Peacock Network threw conventional wisdom out the window, paid off big. Apparently, their new approach supercharged overall viewership. Gold Zone, did you see that anywhere?
I'm not aware of that at all.
Gold Zone on Peacock became a binge watch MVP, serving up rapid fire event content and kept viewers hooked. I didn't know that. And again, I don't see the metrics for any of these things, but I was kind of surprised that they lost viewership. But apparently from this, if you started watching the Olympics, and you're probably a great example of this, they wrapped you in.
I could see that.
Serving up rapid-fire event coverage that kept viewers hooked, NBC's savvy use of celebrity cameos like Snoop Dogg and Tom Cruise turned into engagement gold. That makes sense.
I think they did a really good job with that.
Who else what other celebrities were, because you didn't watch it as much. You watched it way more than I did.
Honestly, the celebrities, in the capacity that I saw celebrities in, was just sitting in the audience at various events watching
Who else
and cheering.
Did you see?
Now you're putting me in the spotlight.
Yeah,
Tom Cruise.
Well, he had to make a spectacle.
John Travolta.
Travolta was there. Yeah.
I saw Nicole Kidman.
Yep. That's kind of interesting. The two of them were there.
Yeah, I saw them on different days. That's a good point, though.
I bet you their people were
talking
actively
to each other,
working to make sure they weren't crossing.
Right?
Yeah.
I know Eva Mendes and Ryan Gosling were there, and I think they were there with their children, which I think is really awesome because that's one of the comments that I made to my mom. If I was going to the Olympics, if my parents were super famous celebrities and they were going to the Olympics, I'd be like, am I coming to the Olympics with you? Or I want to go to the Olympics with you. Like, don't leave me at home when you're going to the Olympics.
I don't think that wouldn't be a good look for them as public personas. Like, where are your kids at? They're with the nanny.
Right.
Like,
yeah, exactly. Or even like they're at the hotel. But I think the media didn't show their kids, which I think is really awesome and very interesting in a good way, and awesome because that's not what
I would wonder if their people put something forward like they're going to be.
I
over
wondered
here,
about
but
how
don't.
that was
I did coordinated
too.
Somehow.
I did too. I wondered about that. Octavia Spencer was there at the Olympics cheering on Simone Biles. I think that was very cool.
Why, did they know each other?
I don't know. I think just a lot of people were very excited about the Olympics, and gymnastics is a huge sport. I mean, it's like, I'd say it's like the number one
For the summer.
for the summer, and figure skating for the winter.
When I was growing up, it was like long jump. It was track and field stuff. I mean, it was Gymnastics because Mary Lou Retton was the big deal. But I remember
Track and field is big too,
Yeah.
and swimming.
Who is the? I'm anyone who's listening is like, how do you not know who the big competitor? I don't watch the Olympics anymore. Who is the big butterfly guy? Do you remember?
The big butterfly guy,
Butterfly swimming, because remember what's his name was with the long arms?
Michael Phelps.
Phelps was like 8 years or 12 years ago or whatever. Is there another superstar that I haven't heard of?
I mean, there are other superstar swimmers, but I don't know that I could tell you them by name. I can tell you the ones I like by name.
Go ahead.
Nathan, somebody who's, I can't remember Nathan Adrian. I love him. And Ryan Lochte.
Wait a minute. Is he the
Maybe.
Is he the dum dum from? Is that him? Mm-hmm. From like 12 years ago. That guy's still in the Olympics.
I think he might have been a commentator, but he might have just maybe made some things on social media.
Wait a minute. He wasn't competing.
No. He wasn't competing.
Oh, I was gonna say that guy.
He got in big trouble for doing something, right?
Mm-hmm. For being a dummy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Ryan, but it was. I remember that.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. No, what did he do?
No, I wasn't going to talk about that.
Oh, well.
So go ahead and tell your story.
I don't have a story. I want to know what this is. Don't say and then pull it back.
I was just going to say for swimming for ladies, 𝐃𝐨𝐬 Ledecky. She's really big.
Okay.
She's huge. She did really great this year.
Right.
She always does really great.
Who's getting the? Well, Simone's getting the cover of the Wheaties box for sure. Results speak for themselves. Viewership increased by more than 75% compared to Tokyo, and Milan in 2026, and Tom Cruise's promos for LA 2028 loom on the horizon. NBC's playbook is looking like it's going to be the new industry standard. Snoop Dogg was all over these promos, and
I think he was amazing. I think it was so fun to see him. Like, I'm not a fan of music by him, so I don't know him.
I think his contribution to media is now it's way beyond music.
I think his persona, and I think everything. I mean, he was everywhere at the Olympics, everywhere from like the minute before they started till. I mean, it was just. I really enjoyed seeing him in his different.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's all in his different roles.
Every time I see, and I don't know if. I'm really skeptical of how legitimate a celebrity is as a person, especially actors, because I think that's part of their job is to be.
Oh yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm.
But
it's taken me a long time to get there, but yeah, for sure.
Every time I've seen him just riffing on any show or a podcast or even in commercials, I just get the vibe that he's pretty authentic. Like what you see is what you get, and he's just the most likable rapper ever. Mm-hmm. Every time I see him, I'm like, this is going to be funny. This is going to be enjoyable. Mm-hmm. I know it.
And
Did you see that I showed you that he was doing the commentary on that lizard that was sneaking out of the rocks, and the snakes came out.
No.
The snakes came out, and they were watching him. And they're creeping up to the lizard, and he's like, "Oh, get it, boy!" And this lizard goes off around. The snakes are chasing him, and he gets entwined in them.
This is real.
Yeah,
real snakes, real lizard.
yeah. It's like a National Geographic or Mutual of Omaha thing. Mm-hmm. And these snakes they get all twisted up around him, but they twist themselves up, and he gets away and he runs up the rocks. And Snoop Dogg is commenting on the whole thing.
And he's cheering for the lizard.
Yeah, yeah. He's
that is very funny.
What else we got? Disney turned Anaheim into Hollywood's crystal ball for the weekend. Let's see here.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, this
I
is
was
all
so
you.
excited.
This is all you.
I was
aside
so
from,
excited. How long did I look at all that stuff
You were
for?
on it for this
Forever.
is all. Okay, so just so anyone who's listening, anything in the movie industry, like I'll talk about smaller studios or studios like Universal, the three networks, Paramount, any of their like A24. I'll talk about that stuff. But when it comes to Disney, that is 150% Luis's territory.
I can't tell you how excited I was reading all of it. I had to keep my mouth quiet.
The only thing I can comment on is Tron Ares having 9 Inch Nails do the soundtrack is going to be banging, but the rest of it's yours.
And then that I don't really care about. So good thing. Thanks for
Tron's
commenting
a
about
pretty
that.
cool looking movie. But
Yeah?
and 9 Inch Nails isn't really your thing. But,
Nope.
Go
Neither
ahead.
of those two things are.
Have at it.
Okay. I don't really even know where to start, but here we go. Let's see. Well, first of all, I'll just say that it was announced that Frozen 3 is coming in 2027. And that's very exciting because I love the Frozen. I would think you'd call it a franchise.
By now, yeah.
Zootopia 2 will be coming out, and that's a really great movie. I love that movie.
What's that?
Zootopia.
Yeah.
Oh, Zootopia is Jason Bateman.
No wonder you like it.
Yeah.
Your 15,000 Hollywood boyfriends.
Yeah. Growing by the day. Toy Story 5, which...
What is Zootopia? Is it
Oh,
just
sorry. Zootopia is animals that live in, like, a metropolis, and it's, like, focused on two main characters, the fox, who's played by voiced by Jason Bateman, and the rabbit, or the bunny, who is trying to become a police officer, and she does in the first one. But
Who plays her? There's two of these?
No, there's only one, and there's going to be another one, it looks like. Or there is going to be another one. I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting her name. Jennifer Goodwin,
Okay.
I think. Is that her name?
Okay.
But it's really cute. It's very creatively done, I think. It's one of those kind of movies where, well, one of the things in the movies is like that I love is all the like pop culture and like I would say like shopping references. Like the streets are lined with like, and it's not like a Starbucks, it's like a something else, which that was a bad example because I can't think of like what it's called. But do you know what I'm trying to say? For example, Apple phones, like the bunny has a phone sitting on her desk and it has a carrot on the back. And I just think like little details like that are cool.
All right.
And continuing on, let's see. I gotta pull this back up.
I know you have more Disney stuff.
Oh, I have lots. Yeah, I just have to find where I got it from because where did it all come from?
Andrew Stanton doing Toy Story 5, which I know.
Oh, more updates here. That's
not exactly an update. I'm sure anyone who's into Toy Story has been eyeing that for months.
I can't believe that. I'm really scared to look to see when Toy Story came out because those movies have been out for a long time. A long time. That'll make me feel really old. But they're really great. I love them. I love those characters. They have done such a great job with those characters.
Do you think Tom Hanks is going to be in this?
Definitely. And
Really?
Tim Allen, yeah. They would have to
Who's
be.
Tim Allen then?
Buzz Lightyear.
That's who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. but
See, I
they're-
don't know anything about those movies. I've never I've seen bits and pieces of them, but like
I mean, if you ever feel you want to watch one, I'd say watch the first one. Even just starting watching it,
I
not
saw
the whole thing.
a
It's
big
just
chunk of Incredibles, and that was
it's fun.
I can understand why that's enjoyable.
Oh yeah, Incredibles is good too. Let's see. There was a discussion of Moana 2 coming out, which I really love that movie also. Moana. She is
that's the
Hawaiian
Samoan.
Yes, I'm
yeah.
so sorry. With Dwayne Rock Johnson as Maui, and I actually had to take a minute and look up.
They named him after an entire island.
They're making
That's how big he is.
a live one at the same time.
Oh, really? What, like a Broadway thing or a
No, like a live action
movie?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that would be really cool. I like those characters too. They're fun.
You think The Rock's going to play his character?
Oh, he is. Yeah,
Oh, that's
he's
cool.
for sure. He's voiced it. I think it's in post production.
Oh, wow.
Another thing that, and I don't know, this might catch you by surprise or not, actually, but at the Disney.
Way to give yourself a way out. It might surprise you or not.
Well,
We'll see. Give it to me. What?
you know, I can't do like this will surprise you. But Disney, I'm thinking that I might have to, which I probably won't, but subscribe to Disney Plus again, with all these new things coming out. But a TV series, a show, about monster trucks.
Like, wait a minute, like Bigfoot and Gravedigger and stuff like that?
I was like, what is that? And I was like, that's kind of cool.
I think they did pretty well with, that's a Disney project, you said. Mm-hmm. What was that one with the truck with the buck teeth and the red little car that...
Oh, Cars?
Yeah.
But this would be like live. It says Dwayne Rock Johnson was also on hand to introduce a new project with Disney entitled Monster Jam, which will revolve around monster truck drivers. And I just think that's funny because back in the day, I attended a monster truck show.
I remember the first time you told me that. I was like...
I
I thought maybe you lost a bet or something. I'm like, that doesn't seem something for your siblings or
I
your
think
mom
it's a
to
funny
go to.
thing for me to be able to say.
I mean, to know that your mom went there. Your mom's like Luis's mom's a pediatrician. You went to see what? Why?
One of her clients gave her tickets because she worked either for the company that was bringing shows to the arena or I don't know, she had some connection and she's like, would you like tickets to? And so we went and it was pretty cool. We got like a before the show meet and greet or whatever, like to go down and see the trucks, and I mean, it was fun. It was really neat. Let's see, but back to what I'm supposed to be talking. Well, no, that's related. I just missed this. There also in the works is a TV show, again, a series about the characters in Inside Out. It says, pivoting off the success of Inside Out 2, which is currently out and making lots and lots of money, Disney and Pixar announced a new spin-off series for Disney Plus called Dream Productions, which will stream in 2025. The animated series will follow the movie studio that makes the dreams in Riley's mind. She's the kid, and then all the colored characters that you see like in the posters, they're in...
I have heard, again, this is not in my wheelhouse.
No, this is what I'm trying to explain
Yeah.
it, is because it just makes sense. So, like, Riley is the character, and in this last movie, she's a teenage girl, and all of the colored characters are emotions, and all of the emotions are inside her head, and you see them, like, helping her through life.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, in the second movie, I think they introduced some new emotions, but I could see how it would be a fun series to watch.
Is Envy green?
Envy might be green, yeah. It might be Mindy Kaling too. But that's fun. I think it's really cool because the
Anger has got to be red.
yeah.
Sadness has got to be blue. What's gold
I don't know.
or yellow?
I don't know.
Fear.
I don't know. I have to look. Honestly, I can't keep track that well.
Have you heard? Do you have more?
Probably, but you can.
No,
No, it's okay. I've talked a lot. Go ahead.
I didn't know anything about this red, white, and royal. Is it red?
Oh yeah,
white,
I've
royal
seen a
blue?
little bit of this.
About this bad relationship between the president's son and Britain's Prince Harry. But the poster for it makes it look a little homoerotic.
Yeah, it really does, and now I'm really confused because it's about Prince Harry.
Well, it says based on New York Times bestseller Red, White, and Royal Blue, centers around Alex, president's son, and Britain's Prince Henry, whose long-running feud threatens to drive a wedge between U.S. and British relations. When the rivals are forced into a staged truce, their icy relationship begins to thaw, and the friction between them sparks something deeper than they ever expected. Which is, I'm wondering if they're alluding to the fact that they're both gay.
Yeah, no, I saw something very briefly about this kind of a while ago. I don't really know anything about it.
I don't know anything
why
about it either,
yeah.
but like I saw that and I'm like, oof.
Yeah, I'm not really.
What did Henry and if the if the president had a son of that age, what did they do to get have a target on their back? Like, no, they're gay lovers.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure.
Development stuff. Apparently, Joaquin Phoenix walked out of Todd Haynes' gay romance film like right before it started filming.
I saw something online about this the other day.
And
that's just what I saw.
I'm just so waiting for you to like bolster and give additional background info. He's like, yeah, I saw this. That's it.
That's all I have to say about that detail.
But I don't even know if it. I find it funny they're about to start production and they don't have a name for it. It's kind of odd.
It's a really big deal. Upon further reading that he backed out, I thought he just like backed out and they would replace him with someone else.
No, they were right about to start shooting. Apparently.
And so now they can't do anything.
Yeah, now it's fakakted.
The crew is now out of work, and stakeholders in the
sucks.
film still need to be paid. Losses could exceed 7 figures.
Ooh, that's not good. That is not good.
That's awful. That really sucks for those other people.
Huey Lewis is going to star in a mockumentary-style comedy for Fox, playing a fictionalized version of himself. Talk about somebody who's been out of the spotlight for a while.
Yeah, when I saw that name, I was like, Huey Lewis?
Like Huey Lewis in the news.
That's like from a long time ago.
80s, yeah.
Oh, my God.
You know, he was in, you remember the beginning of Back to the Future? This is a little Easter egg a lot of people know by now, but some of you may not. Like, you know when Marty is auditioning to be in the Battle of the Bands at the very beginning of the movie, and they tell him, hey, you're just too loud, we can't have you.
Yeah, actually, I do kind of remember that, yeah.
Before those four teachers. The guy who's talking into the bullhorn and says, you guys, you're just too loud. That's Huey Lewis.
No way.
And yet Power of Love was the song for that movie.
Oh, I did not know that. New to me.
Accountant 2 with Ben Affleck is going to have a release this coming April, which will be interesting to see.
Did you like that first one?
It was all right, but it was a little... That's a movie that... Remember I told you like a couple months ago that like they're taking... This is a trend with Hollywood. They're taking the most banal and boring jobs like mine, beekeeping, and they're turning these people into like super assassins. And they're putting... It's like the juxtaposition of a boring job and someone who kills for a living is somehow like some kind of
link
comedy or Hollywood revenue generating gold.
I think this one I see some previews
like
sometimes.
The beekeeper, the accountant.
Yep.
The Walmart employee, whatever. I'm sure there's another one out there, but like those two, just as like.
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton. Yeah.
Just as action movies, like when I saw the title, you have no idea how many times people have come up to my booth since that fucking movie came out and have been like, so did you see that movie, The Beekeeper? I'm like, I am not a Navy SEAL. I mean, I know I look almost as good enough to be one, but that is not.
That's not your
That's
job.
not what
you
I
don't do that
I
at the farmers markets.
First of all, I'd never get
Weekly?
away with it. Second of all, I'd have a real hard time continuing to promote my product if.
I don't think
if
you
that
could
was
do
the
both
case.
of those jobs at the same time.
I don't think so either. I think that would be too much of a time drain. But apparently, Affleck is reprising his role for that. A couple other things I don't really have an interest in. Colin Hanks joining Bob Odenkirk for Nobody 2.
I don't know about Nobody One.
He was a ex-CIA guy, and now he's living in obscurity in Middle America in a, like in a neighborhood, and somehow he's brought out of retirement. And like Bob Odenkirk, the guy who played Saul in Better Call Saul, or in.
Oh yeah, I actually think I know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So not, from me, not a ton of interest, but if you like Nobody One, Colin Hanks is going to be, and no offense to Tom Hanks, but Colin Hanks was in Band of Brothers for an episode or two, and just, ugh.
He and his dad were in that movie?
No, just him.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a movie, it was a series.
Yes, that's right. Okay. George Clooney?
I don't.
Maybe did he have something to do with it?
Look it up. I can't remember. It was somebody. It might have been Tom Hanks because it was on the heels of. You got to look that up. I can't remember.
Okay.
I don't know if that was Spielberg or if it was. Anyone who's listening to this might be just like ramming their head through the window right now.
Like,
How do
you guys
have
should
an
know this?
entertainment? Like, do you know how many different relationships there are in Hollywood that I was telling you yesterday that Pamela Adlon, who was in Californication, she was my favorite character in there, and she has another show. She was in Grease 2,
Yes.
which that was the early 80s. I didn't know she'd been acting that long, so that's the fun thing about this podcast, is just finding the relationships that people have had in movies of years past, especially from when I was growing up in the 80s, or people who are related to people who were in old projects, or how, being in one project, someone got a leg up for a friend or somebody else to get into another project 20 years later. I get a real charge out of that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's really neat to make those connections. I do like that stuff.
AMC missed Q2 earnings. Disney plans to reinvest $5 billion into year. Oh, this is the thing I was going to talk about. Was apparently Mayor Ken Bass launched a new film and TV task force to try and keep the studios in Hollywood, because it's in obvious grave danger that the businesses are losing a ton of revenue just from taxes and California taxes and city taxes. Local filming down 8.7%, and U.S. productions taking a 40% hit. Mayor Bass is assembling a dream team of industry heavyweights for her Entertainment Industry Council, which sounds like a bunch of posturing nonsense.
Which to me, and correct me if I'm not following correct. Wow,
Go
that
ahead.
was really redundant. Correct me if I'm not following, but can't we let other people make movies
Anybody.
in their
See,
towns?
that's the thing. This is the thing, is that Michigan had that giant tax incentive.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I
then
remember. Yeah, that was
can't-
huge.
Oh, man.
that was so awesome.
When my buddy Ryan Hill works as a freelance extras casting person for productions, and when the tax incentive was going on here, I would come back from Chicago weekly for a couple of months to help him out on movies, and it was just such a great time. But there was just such a big tax incentive. I can't even remember how much it was, but it was a lot.
It was really worth it.
And for whatever reason, we scrubbed it.
Yeah, I don't remember why, but all of a sudden I just remember
There were people
it
putting up
being
studios.
not
Yeah.
not existing anymore. Like it was here one day and it was gone the next. But when it was here, it was providing so many jobs for so many people.
Mm-hmm. And then I think Atlanta and
Yep.
Atlanta put forward a big one, and
I
so
think they did
productions
too.
migrated
Moved.
south.
Yep. Yes, I do remember that.
But I remember Ryan being really bummed out because I think he was kind of banking on that really taking hold here.
Yeah. I think a lot of people probably were just like him.
Yeah, even personally, I was like, I can't believe this. I left Michigan, I moved to Hollywood, and it didn't work out there.
And now here.
I live in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then Hollywood moves to where I left. And then right when before I got back here, it was all kind of crumbling, which is, I am mystified why that didn't. You know what?
We should look it up.
We should look it up, but it'd be great to talk to somebody who was either involved with or had intimate. You know who? If we could ever get, I'll bet you know who knows about it. Is your buddy at
The Michigan Theater.
Yeah, I'll bet he knows all about it.
He's retiring.
Retiring.
I'm just saying.
What,
I'm just saying.
He doesn't have conversations
No,
anymore?
he has tons of conversations, and he's very knowledgeable.
You know him, don't you?
I mean, I know who he is. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know him.
We got to talk to him.
I think, yeah.
I would love to.
That would be cool.
Seriously, just to know, like, there's so many people who want to be involved in film and TV, and it would be such a supercharge for Michigan. I mean, I don't know if, like, the state was losing money on it or what, but you would think that with all the ancillary money being passed around outside of the direct tax to the production, like, you know, there's income tax and money starts circulating again when you want people working.
Right, right.
But anyway, Mayor Bass I think she is, this sounds kind of like I don't know what this task force is actually going to accomplish. Bass is assembling a dream team of industry heavyweights for Entertainment Industry Council, including Netflix exec Amy Lemish, filmmaker Jason Reitman, who did that new Ghostbusters movie, is dead.
Yep, I know his name.
Ivan Reitman's kid. Ellen Goldsmith-Vane of the Gotham Group, NBC Universal, and IATSE are in the mix too, covering all bases from the studios and unions. Cities even greenlit new studios and sound stages to sweeten the deal. But I think really when you get down to it, that city is so fucking dirty. And the taxes in California are the worst in the nation. They're so high. Like, so many people get into film to kind of like make a name for themselves and to find fame and fortune and put their talent out there and find an audience. And even if you do make it, like, to have your income just chopped in half, like, you know, if you jump through all the hoops, you avoid all the industry pitfalls, and you make that money, you're going to lose half of it, which is, and I don't see that anywhere. Like, I don't see it being anything that the mayor can do. Like, the taxes are the big it's a filthy place. It's a dirty place. I don't really see what I totally sound like an old person here, but we have the internet now. We have network computing. You know, if you have an idea, if you have a good concept, you can put a script together, you can put a story together, you can find the money. You could basically make a movie through Fiverr. You know, you can contract everything you want. What is the value? And I know I'm simplifying this a bit, but I know the studios give you direct distribution. You know, they can put forth a lot of money to produce something, but I see, especially with streaming now, I don't want to say movies are taking a quality hit, but a little bit. You're getting so much
think
CGI.
they are. I think they really are.
CGI. You're seeing so much CGI. I mean, to see like a good movie that wasn't totally, even Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, there was a lot of CGI in that, but that was awesome writing.
Yep.
I remember. You remember at Christmas we saw Die Hard. There was no CGI to that. Yeah, it was a bit of a shoot 'em up, but that was a straight practical effects movie. Super entertaining, start to finish. And making movies like that even the action sequences are digitized now. I don't know what value, aside from a distribution channel, a studio brings to you anymore. I almost wonder if like somebody who's really experienced in filmmaking, if you know the right people, I don't think again, this isn't really, I'm not saying anything that hasn't been covered on a zillion other podcasts. You don't need those people anymore. If you find if somebody has like a real talent and you know how to assemble a project, you could take it out there. You could take your little company. You could incorporate in, say, Michigan, and then produce your project and go out to California. Again, I'm simplifying how the taxes work, but if your production is here in Michigan or in Ohio or wherever, and you go out to Hollywood and be like, I just need you for distribution. You don't get to own anything. You can license it from me. You can put it out. We can have some kind of a revenue split, but I'm not paying you for the studio space or any of that shit. I don't know. I just wonder how, over the long haul, Hollywood's gonna keep
up.
Yeah. And it's been, like we had mentioned like 2 hours ago, like if the fundamentals of making a movie, if the necessity isn't in the physical location like Los Angeles, like you can make a car anywhere, which is why I think, I mean, Detroit's not completely underwater, but the manufacturing is definitely changed here. It's not like everything used to be 100% produced here and now it's all diffused. It'd be nice to get the pressure off Detroit and seeing something like, something like that happen to Los Angeles. Like if the entertainment business didn't have to be there. You know, somebody just said, I want to make a movie and I live in Vermont. Just call a couple of people, have nothing to do with LA, and hey, somebody made this amazing piece of entertainment. But then you got to wonder, what's that going to do to LA?
That's true.
Because there's just so much ego and, what do you want to say? Like, there's just such a personality dysfunction component out there. And if you take the business out of it, I just feel like you're going to have a whole bunch of like fame-seeking, like unqualified, unskilled people in greater Los Angeles who have nothing to do.
It will be interesting to see what happens with her plan.
Yeah, so sorry, I run out the mouth a little bit about that, but you know, if the mayor's trying to put something together,
it's really desperate.
Well, like the trend is, it's already, the snowball is picking up speed. You know, it's like, hey, people are leaving, and you can have cameras and editing bays wherever you want. So. Fingers crossed for you, Hollywood. But, God, this would be interesting to see where they're at in 20 years. What if just like Paramount just let's say, yeah, we've been here forever, but we're just
moving on.
Oh, that'd be wild, wouldn't it?
Would be really
Wouldn't
crazy.
that be wild if like Warner Brothers, because you know, it'd be like the Joe Rogan thing. Like when Joe Rogan moved to Austin, a bunch of comedians followed him. Tony Hinchcliffe, Tom Segura, Christina Pazsitzky, like a bunch of comedians moved to Austin. A bunch of other comedians
Yes, I
followed.
remember you were mentioning this. Mm-hmm.
And then the ones who didn't move to Austin were like, we don't have to be in LA anymore. I can just do shows wherever I want around my family. And then the big exodus, I'll come back into town to do shows at the Comedy Store. And then I'll bet you it'd be a very similar thing. Like if Paramount Top Brass or Warner Brothers Top Brass was just like, you know what? South Carolina is giving us this amazing deal. We're going to South Carolina. We're just dumping all the real estate, dumping all the sound stages. Oh my! And then all the other studios are like, Warner Brothers do what?
Yeah.
Fuck it, we're out of here.
It would be crazy.
I would bet. All it takes is one of them to make a major move, and then all of them are going to be like gone. And then there'd be this. Oh my God! There would be just a huge financial vacuum in LA. Ugh. There'd be no draw to that place at all.
Do you think that this kind of a move could happen quickly, or would it take a long time?
I would bet it would be fractional.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking too, because it's not like it's going to happen tomorrow or somebody. Yeah.
No, but I think like there would be a piece of Warner Brothers that go over there, and then they start migrating out, and then. Because Rogan can do that. He's just a guy with his wife and kids. He's like, I'm out. I don't need this. But a company would be like you'd see the writing on the wall more and more, and it would take place over a number of years. But then let's say at the end of the 10-year mark, you remember when Hollywood was the place everybody wanted to go to reach fame and fortune. Now it's a complete. There's nothing there but garbage.
Yeah.
That would be, in my lifetime, that would be a really interesting thing to see, because the desire to move to the West Coast, what I've told you about before, to like, start your life over somewhere else, like it would become a much more, it would really make creatives focus on what do I want to do? What do I want to make? It doesn't matter where I live. It doesn't matter what, who I know or who I don't know.
You can do it what you want to do from anywhere.
Yeah, and as we age and we just see that more and more, I love that transition. Like the power going more and more into the hands of the creators. The only thing that's, I think people like, the big media people they're going to have control ultimately of how things are disseminated. Like
yeah. They will.
I don't know. YouTube and film festivals will be
the two ones that stand
kind
out
of
and
equalizer.
keep their...
Yeah. So Luis and I are big proponents of that, folks. If you like movies, go to your local film festivals.
We love film festivals.
Those are the best. That's where all the best
I've been
content.
to so many, but I do. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like if you've been to one you like, you don't have to travel to Czech Republic or to Poland to see there, because you're not,
True.
You want to see the stuff that's local and relevant to you, and local stuff comes to Ann Arbor. So.
Yeah, you're right.
My recipe. Before I forget, should I do that?
Yeah, you can do that.
All right, so, oh no, man, I lost it again. Damn it.
Okay, well, while you're looking for your recipe, I have a few things to say.
Give it to me.
So back to our big Disney discussion.
Yeah.
I think that it's very interesting. So at the end of the dailies today, there were 3 Disney trailers.
I found it.
And one of the trailers was for a movie that's coming out at Thanksgiving, and one of the trailers is for a movie that's coming out at Christmas, which, as one knows, those are very close together holidays, and most people, have time off for those holidays. So, studios put out big movies and hope to do really well at the box office. The other thing that I think is interesting about that is that these 2 Disney movies are going to come out at the holidays. And also, Wicked is coming out at Thanksgiving. And so I think it'll be interesting to see how those movies do
What are the other ones
at the box office. Moana 2, I think, is one, and Mufasa.
Moana 2 is coming out. I just saw a picture. I forgot to show this to you. There was a.
Or maybe one is Snow White. I can't remember exact timelines. Apologies, but
I got to see if I can find this. There's a comparison of Kim Kardashian when she's with one of her sisters, and they're in the sun, and she's really red, and they like.
they make her look the baboon.
No, they're like, you remember mid 2000s Kim Kardashian when she looked like Mufasa?
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, the resemblance uncanny.
Yeah, you'll have to find that. That's amusing to me.
All right, so check it out before I lose this. Fruit leather, honey mango fruit leather. As always, pick up your honey at heyhoney.biz, and that's HEY honey.biz. You always get a recipe, or we try to include a honey-based recipe on the podcast. This one, fruit leather, it's like a homemade fruit roll-up, and all you need are 4 ripe mangoes, 1 lime, and you're only going to use half of the lime for this. 2 tablespoons honey. I would say if you want to use a flavored honey, you could do what works with mango, pineapple.
Yeah, I would say pineapple,
coconut, cinnamon. No, cinnamon and mango.
I think
Not
the
really.
cinnamon would be too hot.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
spicy mango doesn't.
Oh, you could use the hot honey with mango, because that was I did the mailing with the mango sorbet and hot honey.
Oh, okay.
That might work.
Might work.
All right, so again, 4 ripe mangoes, juice of half a lime, 2 tablespoons honey of your choice.
Use the limoncello honey.
Yeah, that'd work. With mango?
Delicious. Yeah.
Okay. Preheat to 200.
Orange.
Your what?
Or the orange.
Just buy them all, ladies and gentlemen. They're all on
I'm
the
just
website.
thinking
Get them all.
they're coming to me, so I'll stop. You can continue.
Preheat the oven to 200. Blend the mangoes, half of a lime juice, and the honey until it's smooth in a blender. Then pour the mixture onto a baking sheet with parchment paper or a silicone baking mat. Spread it evenly with a spatula, so it's just like a flat, spread out goo on your baking sheet. Bake. This kind of threw me, but you're going to bake for 3 to 4 hours. Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's why you set at a low temperature. 200 is a low temperature. Bake to 3 to 4 hours, or until the fruit leather is dry to the touch. Oven times can vary, so start checking it around 3 hours. Mm-hmm. Allow it to cool completely. Peel it off the parchment paper, and then you can cut it, and it's like a fruit roll-up. You can just coil it. But yeah.
That's very interesting.
I would eat that.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see if it worked first. I mean, obviously it probably does, but why are you looking at me like that?
You're getting in the way of my recipe here. Is that what you're doing?
I'm just
giving you a hard time.
little skeptical.
I'd try it. We'll try it in your oven to see if I want to see if mine melts down. Forget it.
All right. Oh my gosh, I'd be so paranoid to put something in the oven for that long.
It's only 200 degrees.
Oh, that's true, I guess.
Super low. Wait a minute. Here's another one. I haven't done this one yet. So a blob of honey on parchment paper, and then you fill the blob of honey with sliced strawberries, and then you put puff pastry sheet over it, olive oil or butter, and then poke it to aerate it. Oh no, you're using not butter, yolk. Blending a yolk. What is this?
Mm-hmm. Sounds delicious.
Strawberry tart. Oh God, that sounds good.
Sounds so good.
I'm going to give you the background of this for the next one, but for now, I think we covered everything. Are we good?
Yeah, I think we are great. Well, one last thing, I guess.
Okay, bring it on.
Going back to the Olympics.
Take us to 50 minutes.
All right. Going back to the Olympics, I just wanted to comment that TikTok saw a huge spike in users putting up Olympic-related content, athletes at the games, as well as, people not at the games, just putting things up. And I have to say that I did watch
there was like
a good handful of Olympic videos, and I was telling people, because friends of mine, family, they know what a big fan of the Olympics I am, and having not like been able to sit in front of a TV and watch all the Olympic events or a lot of them, it was nice to go on social media and learn. I call it like behind the scenes of the Olympics, like athletes living in the Olympic Village and, doing, little TikTok dances and songs to these different things in their, many Olympic outfits. And I just think that it was very interesting, and I enjoyed that aspect of it.
I was trying to find that. There was a metric that.
Oh, yeah,
There was
I
like
have it.
there was like 1 billion downloads or something.
Yeah, it was a lot. The Paris
One
Olympics
point,
saw a
yeah.
massive surge in TikTok activity with over 1.3 posts, a 1,828. I'm bad with big numbers. I'm so sorry. 1,800 increase. 18.
me see.
I can't read it. Sorry. It's at the bottom there.
A 1,828% increase from the Tokyo Games. 1.3 million posts. Wow. Just for one event. That's Jagungus.
And there were just so many fun things that I saw. Athletes doing little dances.
About a third of those were Snoop Dogg's posts.
Probably true, but very entertaining. Very entertaining.
All right. Next time we're going to try and give you a blacklist. We're going to try and root out some new sources for that. But it's my pick for the movie.
It is your pick.
You know what I picked?
You have it already?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I don't. But
just something in mind.
I'm going to try something that's unsettling. Maybe a horror movie. Oh my
You
God!
would
Then you'd
not.
be mandated. Oh, something really, really vile. I wouldn't. Don't worry.
Yep, nope, he wouldn't. But that is very mean.
Yeah, I know. That's why I suggested it. All right, we got to go because I got to hit the head. I'll talk to you later. Hugs and
Okay,
kisses.
thanks for listening.
Toodles.